Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to my stream. Um, Once again, we are continuing the build on the Revell Tornado F.3 Advanced. 148 scale, skill level 5. So, a little bit of a recap of part 2. This is part 3 now. I think it's part 3. In any case, this looks a little bit different from where we left off last time. So, last time I was determining whether or not I'm going to put the flaps on this thing up or down. And I had flipped my coin, flaps up, flaps down, and it came up, flaps down. And so I was going to do that, and then I realized, I had to take a break and really think about the instructions and what they want me to do to build the flaps on this thing, to have them in the downward position. And I realized if I put them in the downward position, I wouldn't be able to sweep the wings back and forth. And that would be kind of detrimental to the whole reason why I chose to build this particular plane. I like the fact that the wings sweep, but I need to have the flaps up to do it. And so it actually quite simplified the build just to put the flaps on here like this. And so since when I finished my last stream, or part 2, I hadn't assembled this part yet. So what inside these wings is a little rod that connects to these 2 points here. There's one here. It's kind of hard to see. I'm going real close. One right there under my finger, and there's another one right there. And those, they're on both wings. And those allow the missiles, when they mount onto the wings, when the wings are out like this, the missiles are in this position. But as the wings sweep back, these things rotate so that the missiles aren't pointing out like this now. They're still facing in this direction. And that's really neat, because it allows them to mount weapons on the actual wings and still allow them to sweep. And that's pretty cool. So inside here is a little rod that connects to the joint. And as these sweep, these things rotate. Now the problem is, after assembling these and mounting them onto the plane, one of them, I believe it is this one, no longer rotates. So the missile pod or whatever is going to go on this position is going to be fixed and will not move as the wings do this. The other 3, they look like they're working properly as they should, but this one does not. I don't know what happened, because before putting this on here and putting that there like that and gluing it all down, it did work, and now all of a sudden it doesn't. So that's where we're at with that. So the wings are now on there. I've got the underside of the flaps. I don't know if you can see on the camera, this flap, there's something, when I glued it on, you can see how that's raised there. For whatever reason, it's not sitting flush. There's something inside. I suppose if I really, really wanted to fix it, I could just pull that flap back off. Maybe I will. See how well glued it is. It's not glued in the center there at all. Might be able to get away with just peeling that off totally and shave down whatever it is that's preventing it from sitting flush. Yeah, so you got that part there. That's coming off. It's okay. We're okay. It's fine. It's fine. This side doesn't want to undo. This side obviously glued really good. Let's get a knife in there. So yeah, so I apologize for the background noise. That is my air conditioner. If I do not have that on, my room heats up to about 27 degrees. And so for you Fahrenheit lovers, 27 degrees to Fahrenheit, that's 80.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah, so 80 degrees in my room is a little too warm for me, even though I'm wearing shorts. I'm tempted, if I don't have my AC on, I'm going to have to take my shirt off. You don't want to see that. I don't want you to see that. Nobody wants to see that. So, so that's where I stand on that. So I need to have my AC on, otherwise everybody has a bad day. That successfully came off. Now I need to figure out why. Maybe there's something I forgot to trim off of there. Doesn't seem to be anything on the wing side that would cause it to stick up. Maybe that was, well, that little piece there. Looks like a bit of an edge from the sprue, but I don't think so. But I will trim it away anyway, just in case that is causing a problem. But I think it might be these little knobby things causing it, maybe. Let's do a test fit and see if it sits better now. Well, it is. It is and it isn't. Yeah, that sits better now. Kind of prefer if that sit a little better. Problem with having it been glued before is now you got some glue that is like excess, and so now if I glue it again, I'm putting on an extra layer of glue, which makes it a little thicker. I have to shave some of it off. Okay, I think we're good to go. I think these two little knobby things that I shaved off are what was causing the problem, and that's fixed now. So I check something real quick here for a second. Where am I? There I am. Okay, so now you see these were what would have been on these flaps. They would have gone on like this, or no, like this. Would have been added onto that like that, and then put onto the plane. And the flaps would be down and extended out. And although it would look pretty cool, it would add a lot of detail to it, but then my wings would be stuck in this position permanently. And like I said, I bought this plane because I like the sweeping wing feature. I think it's a cool looking plane. It's definitely a very small plane. I mean, you think about it, okay, let's assume that this is accurate in its scale and detail. There's your intakes for the engines, and then the engine is only this big. They're very small, right? There's not a lot of engine in this thing. Now I know there's a couple of pieces that's going to extend this out, you know, maybe another 3/4 of an inch, maybe ½ inch, right? But that still would only make the engines this long. Which is quite small, I think. And it's just my opinion, but yeah, it's a very small plane. When I get this all done, when I've got this done, I'll compare this thing to the size of an I'll just bring my F-15 over here when this is done, and you'll be able to see the difference in size. Like, you compare the F-15 to an F-14, say. The F-14, the wings are longer, but in relative size, they're pretty close to the same. This thing is just tiny in comparison to those two planes. But then again, you know, this isn't an American plane. And, you know, I think it's safe to say Americans believe in go big or go home. Okay, so that's in place. I'm going to put a couple little clips on here to help us stay nice and flush. Like it's supposed to. Still not as nice as I'd like it to be, but I suppose I can't complain too much. Alright, so I'll let that sit for a minute or two. Do it that way. And we can take a look at what is next. I think it's cool enough now. I can shut the AC off, at least for a few minutes, and stop torching you guys. I don't even know if you can hear me over the AC. But turn that off and save your ears from that drone, and maybe put on a little bit of music, and yeah. Okay, so looking in the instructions, we have these two pieces. Now they want me to take these pieces, B55 and 56. I'm going to set up my little table here. Just so I've got a nice space for all of these guys. B55 and 56. 55 and 56. These two guys. Alright. So, looks like I'll take these off of here. This one's got some huge amount of flashing on it. But it's okay. It's easy enough to get rid of. not sure where these go. I have an idea. They're showing me in the instructions. You can see they've notched this out a little bit, but they've allowed for this to be notched further back. And it looks like it's dependent on whether or not, how far back I want the wings to be able to sweep. But they're not showing me where they go. I think they're going to go back here on the wing itself, or about just behind the wings on the sides. But we'll flip the page and we'll take a look. Because I think I'm going to be cutting this whole thing out so the wings can sweep back on a full sweep. Let's see here. Step. Yes, that's true. Okay, so they go back here. I'm going to go back here on each side. Okay, so if I take one of these, how do they go? Looks like they kind of go upside down. This. And that's going to go in there. That goes on the inside. This. So if I leave it cut the way it is, the wing won't go back at all. It's fixed. And of course, I don't want that. I want the wing to be able to sweep. Like a glove, like a broom. So I need to cut this out in there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Let's try that. It's pretty bright. Maybe not. Oh well. And you'll have to take my word for it. There is an extra notch that I can cut this out in. And so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to fold this up here. Ow! Okay. I'm almost tempted to just try and trim with this thing, because as it gets further back, it gets thicker. Will this allow me? No, it won't. Maybe. A little bit. I don't like doing that. Puts a little too much stress on the plastic. So, I'm going to use my cutting board for what it's designed for. Cutting board did make life a lot easier there, but this last little bit still needs to come off. almost. Just a tiny little end needs to be trimmed, and that's it. And then I'm done with this one. There we go. So this one, this side, is done. At least I think. Let's do a test fit. It's going to go like this, so it's going to go on that side. This is going to be dry enough now. Okay, this goes in there like that. And perfect. Okay, so that one's done. So let's get working on the other side. This time I'll start off doing it right by just using the board. Alright, I think it's very close to done. Just have to trim that a little bit. See, I learned from the first one. Alright. Now I think just put them on. Yep. Glue them in and be done. Okay, so this one goes on this side. Is that all right? I think I got it backwards. I did not. I ripped it off of there for no reason. I don't know why they have it like that. It really looks like it's upside down. that's the only way it goes. Otherwise it's got nowhere to glue. Weird. Anyway, that side's done. So I can move on to this side. Okay. Okay, that side's done. So really all they do is they just kind of take up the gap that's right in behind the wing here. Which, I mean, if you think about it realistically, they could have just molded it to have a groove in there, that slot for the wing to travel in, whatever. Okay, so next, looks like we're going to be working on the top piece that's going to go down on top of it there. So, I need C57 and S217. C57 is our big flat piece here. That one. And what's the S? S. This guy here. That guy. All right. So. That's good. Some flashing on this guy. I have a feeling I'm going to wind up having to repaint this entire plane in the dark gray because of pieces like this where it's been painted here but not really along the edge, and this edge it looks like it's going to be exposed. Anyway, so we have to glue this guy on here. It's actually kind of partially goes over top this. Oh, and then they've got a couple of little exposed vents here and here. Oh, simple enough. It's going to like that. And just nicely sits like that. Okay, so that's done. Let's see, they want me to put some things on this piece. Oh, we got some white pieces. It's going to be some landing gear stuff, but not these two. So they're showing me this like that. I'm going to put pieces into there. It's going to be, what is that going to be? If this goes like this, it's going to go on in there somewhere like that. It's some pieces up there, and they want the underside of them. I don't know. There's another example of having to paint it. You see that light edge along there? It's, yeah, that needs to be painted. So just went, you know. How did I go? I went, yeah. That's how I went. Anyway, so I need to find these two pieces, A37 and 38. A. Go on A. 37 and 38. These two guys. Okay, so that's those two pieces. Now, so they go on here, and then it's upside down, so this goes like this. So that's going to be exposed like on that side. And they want this white. But it's like they only want this little area white. I'm not sure what the heck they're doing. Exposing that like that. No, actually, I think they want the whole inside. It's going to be white. Excuse me. I'm not sure why though. So it's going to go like that. So I could just throw some white on there and leave it. Yeah. Okay. There's my other clip. Okay. To do that, I'm going to move these so they don't get sprayed white. And put my cardboard down. Flat white. Probably do 2 coats just to get coverage, or you could just leave it 1 coat so you get to see some of the gray underneath. So I'll have to let that dry. Once I get those put on this side, I put it all together. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So that's that. Let's see how this is coming up. Yeah, I'll hit it with a second coat. Yeah, it looks much better with a second coat on there. That's done, so now they're white. Let that sit for a minute or two while it dries. We'll take a look at what's next. I have a few pieces they're going to build up. I'm going to build for the intake here in this section, including what looks to be a flap that's going to go on the inside, and up to my discretion, either at 0 degrees, 7 degrees, or 16 degrees tilted. So this is going to go on, and it's going to go right there. Doesn't feel like the best fit. There's going to be lots of squeezing and pushing and everything to get this thing to fit on there properly. Yeah. It's funny how that's exposed though. The hinge for the wing. I hope something goes across there. That looks pretty bad. So the wings don't go back quite as far as they did without these little side plate things, but it still goes back pretty far. Anyway. This should be dry, and it is. That one's not dry. Is this one dry? This one's dry. Oh well. This one I can put on. It goes right there. So I can glue that one on. So there's one side, and you see how they've wanted that white. So it's white. It's kind of it actually sticks up past just the hair. Okay. There we go, both sides on. I'll let that sit so I don't wind up ripping them off by accident. Because we've got a little bit of fitment issues on the front here. I don't know if I should shave these little pegs off. You can see those pegs right there. There's one right there. See how that sticks up just a little bit? I don't think that really interferes with it. But at the same time, I don't think I'd hurt anything by just shaving those off. I don't know. It's mainly because it doesn't really want to fit together without having to fight with it. The back is perfect. There's nothing wrong at all there. The back looks good. It's just up front here, where it clearly should come down further, but it doesn't. If I do that, put it aside, that lines up with that. As well as that. Okay. See, get that side to close. You see what I'm dealing with here? See that gap right here? I can squeeze that together. It's really putting a lot of pressure along this edge. It's like they just... This whole mechanism, it's like it's sticking up too high. But that's the way they've made it. It just naturally, this actually was naturally curved a little bit to clear the gears in there, right? So there isn't really anything I can do to squeeze this down and keep it down. There's nothing other than potentially just shaving this center part a little bit and making this plastic piece just a hair thinner, but would that really accomplish anything? I don't know. Definitely is sticking up quite a bit there. But then it's like, how much do I shave off, and what do I use to shave it? I can't. I could try thinning out this. Let's just see what that would entail. Where do I need to? So it's going to come out of that area there, right in here. I could technically cut this out because of the tunnel, because this tunnel is here. So I could trim that. It would also allow it to flex a little more if I did. So I'm going to do that. So it will allow it to flex. Now you watch. I'm going to get this trimmed out and then discover that I didn't need to do that at all. Which in a sense is a little funny. But because I have a tendency to just go, oh, don't fit, let's customize it. Without really thinking about it like I did yesterday, right? When I dremelled out all this section, if you were here for that, and then realized I didn't have to do that at all. What I was doing was totally the wrong thing to do. I am just going to cut this little bit of this section out here. Pain in my ass. There, got a hole there now. Now is that where I need the hole to be? Pretty close, yes. Yes it is, I just need a little bit wider. Now what would be tragic is if I made the hole too wide. That would be tragedy. I think I'm okay with this width. See my hole? Look at my hole. So yeah. What's the whole purpose for this? To fix it. That's the purpose. Am I really fixing anything? I don't know. I'm trying. Is it going to work? I don't know. But I'm hoping. Now I got a nice little channel. Okay. And that is hopefully going to help alleviate a little bit of the stress off of this thing. Oh, it definitely fits much better now. Still gonna have to keep some pressure on it to keep it sealed properly, but that is definitely better. Definitely better. You clearly need more glue. You're solid. Okay, I gotta get back with the air conditioner now because it's hot. So it's coming back on. Put another dab of glue on you. Ready in preparation. I don't know how many I'll need, but I'll get 6 strips ready. Okay. Now, where do I need to glue? I need to glue you on this edge. Definitely along there, on both sides. Now, yes, I am doing this in the correct order. That's very important. Part of me would like to build this other half of these first, just to simplify how it goes together so I don't have the cover, but this outer half needs that cover to complete it, so I'm going to do that. Okay, let's get it doing. Let's open it first. First here. too. This goes there. Okay. Let's go. Okay, I think we're set. Except for this piece is not angled properly. There's nothing I can do about that right now. This side is perfect. This side is not. This has to come down. I'm gonna push it down. Let's see if I can show you here. Glasses on to see if I'm showing you right here. This here, where this guy meets, let's do that. It's not lining up. It has to come down. It's going to be pushed down like that. And I can't use this glue to do that because as soon as I let go, it's just going to spring back up. So that's where my extra thin might, because it's quick setting. That might work. If it doesn't, then I'll resort to my CA glue. I don't like using that stuff because it's super thin and yeah, it's just, it can be a nightmare to deal with when you start getting it on your everywhere. So it does not feel good on your everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to add a little more glue to the inside here where it connects, just to make sure that when I take the tape off, it's going to stay put. Mainly because it did pop up as soon as I let go. This piece is not wanting to stay together so much. Maybe I should hold it. That just for a minute or so, longer if need be. It's got so much force, but it wants to be stubborn. It doesn't give me much choice. So I'll leave it like that for a minute. I don't have much choice. While I'm waiting, I can start getting the other pieces ready for the next part. Oh yeah. Remember last time I showed you this little blue piece that has to go on? That goes on the front here in the cockpit. If you look on this camera, right there. I'm going to wait until much later to put this on, because the amount of times that I'm flipping this thing over and putting it down, that little blue piece, that's going to come off, and I'm not even going to notice it. And then I'm going to be putting the canopy on and I'm going, where the hell did that blue piece go? And it'll have been 3 days, and it'll be on the carpet somewhere, or on the bottom of my sock, and wound up in my shoe, or something stupid like that. So yeah, I'm just going to wait until I'm about ready to put the canopy on, and then I will put that in. And I think that's going to be a smart idea, because that's what I'm trying to be. Try to be smart in summer and TV. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. So let's get these other little pieces and see what we're going to be looking at. D31, 32. So let's take a look. D. Let's see. P, S, R, A, and B. So it's one of these, it's D. Oh, D is a weapon sheet. There we go. Clearly needs to be painted. D31. What's this guy? Okay. There's one. Let's see. It's funny how they kind of randomly put these pieces on the weapon sheet. So those are the D31s. And I need C32 and 34. That's these two guys. Wow. They are seriously keeping these on the sprue. Wow. And two. Okay. Clean these up a little bit. I'm gonna have to paint these, otherwise they're really gonna look at a place in there. And he's going to need to be painted too on the inside so that they match their counterparts. I'll show you in a sec after I finish cleaning this up. this one too. Okay, so this needs to be painted. I'm going to paint the inside of this, just right along this little edge here, a dark gray. As you'll see, it's like that on this side too. There's a little tiny strip right there that's a dark gray color, and that's like on the other side too, so that whatever reason they've got them like that. So I need to match that on these ones. And this little guy, he's going to go in here like this and be some kind of a little flap, little trap door. See how that, you can't even see because of my fingers. Let's see if so you got this, and it's going to go in here and be like a trap door. Like that. It's going to go in there. Not exactly as I had it oriented there to show you, but yeah. But like I said, I need to paint this, and I need to paint these. So these guys, they actually go in that particular position. Oh, and depending on how you want to have it, I need to trim this little piece down, because that affects the angle that it sits at, like this. So, I want to trim it down to the lowest. So, that's this. This thing simplifies the whole process, eh? There. Solved. Anyway, I guess I could glue it in now. No, I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to paint the thing first with my dark gray. Didn't bring my water in here to clean my brush, so when I'm done, I'm going to have to go clean my brush in the sink. That's fine. Go. So there you go, that's now got that little dark edge on it. clean my brush, so I will be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so I just want to check something real quick. Okay. Been waiting for a message all day and I don't have it yet. That's okay though. Alright, so now what I want to do first, I think I'm going to have to glue this in and then glue the side on fairly quickly. But first, let's see how this is holding. It's holding. That's good news. But I need to fix this. This is not lined up properly. And I don't think it's going to be fixed just by putting this on. Not at all. Actually, you can see how that's, maybe if I show it to you in this angle, see how that's sticking up like crazy right there, and you can see that now. So I need to fix that, but I think I might fix that after this is glued together as one piece. So I'm going to have to put some, I'm going to have a gap there between these two pieces, you can see there. And yeah. You can see, they've put a little hole in where that's supposed to line up, and yet it doesn't quite line up perfectly. Tabs. I'm going to be getting rid of these tabs because it doesn't line up exactly with the holes. And I just need it to go together and be nice and tight. Huh, but I'm forgetting I need to paint these things. Now that I've taken those little tabs off, I don't have anything for this to hold. Yeah, I guess it does. And that needs to be this color. Is it this color? No. It's this color. No. Which one was it? This one, I think. Holy shit, what color did I paint that in there? That's the color for the... I'm going with this one. Yeah. Remember this piece that I just put together and put on the top? Well, I got an extra one. You know, in case they get some kind of damage in the middle of a fight. It's always a good idea to have spare parts. Okay, that piece, that was done. Let's grab another alligator clip. Let's see if I can get away with this one too. Nope. Shit. Okay, so take this, fold it on itself. So now I've got double-sided tape. Put it on here. Then put this down on it so it doesn't blow away. It's tacky. It's not quite dry. It's close. I do love how fast the Tamiya paint dries. That is, yeah. You pay through the nose for this stuff, but it's pretty good stuff. Do need to do, before I get this assembled, I need to paint this up in here, these two sides. They need to be a lighter gray. It's not, I'm going to do that color, but I need to do it without spraying anything else. I think actually I'll just use a brush. As much as I like to spray paint everything, using a brush sometimes it's just better. Less hassle. Sometimes it's just the way to go. I'm going to hate the fact that I got brush strokes that are going to show up. It would have been good to realize ahead of time that I needed to do this, but it's the way it goes. Again, it's not the end of the world, not a big deal. painting away from my desk again so that you guys can't see what I'm doing, and I want you guys to see what I'm doing. Okay, that's been painted. Now I need to do the same on these sides. So always matchy-matchy. There we go. Now everything's matching color on the inside, and now I gotta clean my brush again. So I'll be back. Okay, so that's done. And now these will be dry. There's one. And two. Okay. So I need to put this in first. And it's going to go like that in that spot. And be just a little bit open like that. I'm going to trim this piece off. Now, this edge and this edge, and perfect. Now, judging based on how far that sticks out from the edge, I might have to trim it. I might have to trim the edge just a little bit to get it to sit proper. But that's okay. Because now, this piece can go on. Again, this side, I haven't trimmed the little knobby thingies off. So it's going to go like this. I think I can probably take this tape off now. This guy is going to go on here. No, you're not. You are going to go along here. Yeah. And that's how you're going to sit. This side fits pretty good, except for that gap. And I can use my putty and fill in that gap, and it'll look pretty good when it's all done. So that's all right. So I will get to gluing on this side. There's so many edges to come into contact. There we go. This side fits pretty nice. The other side, however, I don't think fits very good. I don't know why one side is great and the other's balls. But that's the way it is. See this here, that's perfect. There's nothing to adjust there. And it's nice, clean lines, nothing that really has to be filled in there if I don't want to. I mean, I could put a little bit of putty in there. I mean, fuck, I could just put a little bit of glue in there, and then when I spray paint it, it'll be fine. Now, this other side, however, I have to clean a little bit of flashing off there that I didn't just notice now. That's kind of inconsequential, that bit of flashing. Okay, so now this guy is going to go like that, so I'm going to get rid of that knob. Oh, so I was thinking I was going to have to trim it, and it didn't have to at all, so that's really good news there. This one, yeah, I'm going to have to. I do that. It's okay. But I do need to fix that, so I'm going to try. Try this super thin stuff. See just how fast setting it is. Let's see if it holds it. Sure smells different. Now, holding that, I'm going to count down now. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, and 13, and 12, and 11, and 10, 9, and 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Does it hold? going to say 90% holding. So that's good. I'm just going to hold it for a little bit, just for a little bit more, and we'll see. Hopefully it holds. While I'm waiting, nothing there. I think that's going to hold now. Do another line inside. Just to make sure it doesn't pop up on me while I'm trying to glue the other part down. So, color me impressed. This is good stuff. To me, an extra thin cement, quick setting. Yeah. And it's funny, you know, the hobby store I normally go to and I buy my models and all my paints, they never have the thin stuff. They only have this guy, right? And so I've been using that one, and I like it. It's not bad. But if I needed something that was going to be instant dry, I always use the CA glue, which, I don't know, maybe this is CA glue. It's just Tamiya's brand. But they never had the thins. The other day, I went to another hobby store in Vancouver, and to see what they had for paints and stuff, and I saw they had the extra thin, so I was like, hey, yoink, I'm going to try that stuff out. And apparently it works really good. Okay, that is holding. So now I can go back to this stuff. Now this guy is going to be glued on that edge and that edge. Now, this guy, which I already test fitted it, so go there, and there, How did I hold the other one? There's a big gap on this side. Not anymore, it's fixed. It just kind of slipped right into place there. I don't even really have to hold it, it's going to stay. So all things considered, with the amount of pieces that are making up these front air ducts, the fit is actually pretty good. Way better than Maverick's F.3 So you can see how we're looking at it. Still that piece is, or this piece is super light. But you can see there's a gap there. I'm going to need a little putty there. And so if I'm going to fill that in solid, then I'm going to do it on this side too. As you can can see everything's looking pretty good on the inside. The way they fit there, they line up good now, right? It lines up pretty good. And then on the top side, you can see the lines. I can fill those in a little bit if I really want to. Now, looking at them from here, these two edges, they do stick up just a little bit. They stick up on this side and they're recessed on this side. So that's just the way it kind of all went together, and there's not anything I can do about that now. I could take my knife and I could shave these down so they're more level, especially this one. This side's sticking up quite a bit. So I can shave that down a little bit with my knife. I'll wait till everything is dry on this thing, and then I'll do that. I kind of want to put that a little bit closer together. Maybe I'll use that thin cement. I'm going to shut this off. I think it's annoying listening to that stupid thing. So, if I just this, just run along this line. Hopefully that holds. I let go and it let go. I let go and it let go. There. It is nice and thin, I like that. It doesn't even really show. Of course the brush there is really super tiny too, so that helps. It's the same brush that they use in the panel line accent color. So take this tape off. So that's all done now. There's a gap here too that I can fill in with some putty and eliminate that. I might be able to use that skin glue and so that's holding now. I'm going to use some more of this stuff. Who would have thought I'd be using this stuff so much? I like that I only have to hold it for a minute and it holds. Save myself a lot of money on tape. Oh, we'll see. While that's holding, let's check out the bag. Side is perfect. This side just opened up greatly. Guess I'll be using more of that stuff. Okay, so this, it didn't hold because it's not really touching there. But I can fix that. So I'm going to put that way and this way. That's long enough? I don't know. I hope so. Do I want to test it? Sure, let's see. wasn't long enough. The thing is, I need to push in from the side and from the top, so I can't really even, I can't hold it with tape. I can't just use a clamp. Alternatively, if this lets go again, I could just use some putty, and then who cares? Let's see. Yeah, it's just separated again, so I will just fix it with putty. Meanwhile, I got this in the back here. I don't. Fix this. I think I'll just use a regular for this. It doesn't need a super amount of pressure, it's just didn't hold. That. Just a little bit. Just in that gap. It's just supposed to pull away, piece of shit. And reinforce this. Just hold that. Pull out the big guns. And I can't, can I? That's a little too much pressure. Squeeze the hell out of it. Kind of defeats the purpose. I want it to stay, but not at the expense of bending the plastic. Maybe I just need to sit here for 10 minutes holding this stupid thing. Maybe that's all I need. It's just to sit here nice and quiet and just have patience. Well, my thumb is getting kind of sore. Wah. Yeah. Spent a lot of time just holding these two pieces together. But, what time is it? We made a lot of progress. And I think we're getting close to calling it a night. I still have to paint a little piece inside the air duct, and then it looks like we're putting on some pieces that are going to go on this spot here and cover up the wing hinges, which is good because it looks really ugly and stupid now. So that's going to be what we start off with next time. Take a day off, probably Wednesday is going to be my next one. Yeah. And we will go from there. So, while I continue to hold this, I think. Alright. While I continue to hold that, I'm going to call it an evening. So make sure my glue lid is on, both of them. There we go. So I'll continue to hold this, and we're going to call it a night. And yeah, so once again, thank you for watching my stream. If you want to check out how I got this far on this thing, check out my YouTube page. You can see parts 1 and 2 of this build. You can also see other videos of my other builds I've started doing. If you want to see some pictures of the builds I've done, you can check out my Instagram. So once again, thank you for watching, and thanks you, Alan. Yeah, we're getting there. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.